Most buyers think Livermore and Pleasanton are the same thing. I mean, they're neighbors, right? Wrong. And that mistake can cost families hundreds of thousands of dollars. So today I'm going to tell you the real difference between these two cities, from housing trends to what is being built next. So imagine spending an extra $600,000 just for picking the wrong city. Yep, that is the real difference when you compare Pleasanton to Livermore. And trust me, that's just the start. So let me tell you about prices first, because Pleasanton is in premium territory. Homes are selling in the low to mid 1.6 million range as of late 2025. And here's the crazy part. In June, homes were showing a median sales price of about 1.7 million, and that's even with a 5.5% dip year over year. So this will put the buyer at about $800 per square foot to live in Pleasanton, and that's quite a lot. Now, Livermore is a completely different story, with the median home range sitting just above $1 million. With the average home value being just above $1 million, that's down about 6% year over year. And the average price per square foot in Livermore ranges between $600 to $700 per square foot. So yeah, that's a pretty big difference when you're comparing price per square foot. All right, now let's talk about inventory, because this is where things really get interesting. Pleasanton has real inventory constraints right now. In September, there were only 75 single-family homes on the market. That was a 21% drop from the prior month in August. So that puts the city at about 0.6 to 1.5 months of inventory, which is very tight for real estate standards. So what that means for you is fewer choices and more competition. But here's the thing, Pleasanton's stock is full of homes that are single-family style and were built decades ago. New construction is very minimal here. And when we get to future development, you'll see exactly why tight supply isn't changing anytime soon, but more on that in a minute. So why does it stay so tight? Well, the city has long permitting timelines, higher parking standards, and a lot of community pushback on higher density projects. And all of that has pretty much frozen new housing production. So if you're sitting around waiting for a big wave of new homes to come to Pleasanton, don't count on it. Now, Livermore has a more healthy inventory. As of September, there were over 100 single-family homes on the market in Livermore. And here's the thing, in Livermore, single-family homes range anywhere from high 600,000 range all the way up to 12 million plus if you buy homes that have a lot of land. And that mix matters, because in Livermore, you really can find a house for everyone. And we've got a wide range of older homes and new construction. Out here, you've got room to match your lifestyle, your budget, and your needs. But here's what makes Livermore so special right now. The development pipeline that's coming to Livermore is huge. We've got Isabel Crossing, which has nearly 1,300 homes coming, with a mix of housing types plus 28% set aside for workforce housing, and it's also bringing in mixed-use retail and dining. Then you've got Arroyo Crossings, which is adding 435 resort-style living across 4 separate locations. Another one is the Northwest Livermore Office Park, which is being converted into 450 homes and adding 172 condos. And Parkview has new homes starting in the mid-800s to high 900s. That's a lot of options for new development in Livermore right now. So if you want product diversity and you like the idea of new construction, Livermore is definitely delivering that. But if you want established neighborhoods and a tighter supply feel, Pleasanton is the place. So now you're probably wondering, but okay, Amanda, what does daily life actually feel like in each one of these places? Let me show you how each one of these cities feels different when it comes to where you will be spending most of your time. But before we move on to that, if you're weighing Livermore versus Pleasanton, I help families make that decision every day here in the Tri-Valley. My contact information is in the description below, or you can email me at hello@sellwithaeg.com. Moving on. So one city gives you a downtown that has been built since 1990, while the other one gives you a downtown that feels like it's built for 2030. And that difference really shapes how you will be spending your weekends. All right, so let's start with Pleasanton. Downtown Pleasanton is the heart of the community. It's got that classic small town feel with tree-lined streets, cute shops and boutiques that make you want to spend all day shopping there. You've got a lot going on there. We're talking chef-driven restaurants with over 550 unique businesses packed into that historic district. And here's what makes it easy. You can make it a routine. There's a farmer's market every Saturday in downtown Pleasanton. You can grab fresh produce, run into neighbors, and just feel like you're part of the community. Plus, in Pleasanton, you've also got the Stone Ridge Shopping Center. It has over 165 shops and restaurants, including big department stores. Now, getting outside, Shadow Cliffs is a big deal in Pleasanton. It's about 1 mile from downtown, and it's 266 acres with an 80-acre lake, so you can swim, fish, picnic, and even rent a boat. And it runs seasonally with longer summer hours, so it really does become a weekend staple during the warmer months. Now, Livermore is different because downtown Livermore is changing fast. It's turning into more of a modern entertainment district, and you can definitely feel it when you start to walk around there. And here's the deal. If you like to have more options in one condensed area, Livermore has got it. So let me tell you about the Bankhead Theater because it's one of those places people don't really expect. It's a 500-seat performing arts center, and it hosts concerts, lectures, and theater, plus 10 residential art organizations. And the 2025 to 2026 lineup is all over the place, but in the best way. It's got classical music, opera, acrobatics, and speakers. Pretty cool, right? And downtown Livermore is full of tasting rooms, so you can grab wine, grab a bite to eat, and continue walking down the street. And if you love events, you're going to want to keep this one on your radar, the Livermore Art Walk, which happens in October. And it brings in over 200 artists right into the Livermore streets and plazas. It's one of those days where you end up staying way longer than you planned. Believe me, I would know. Now, commuting here is a huge thing. And if you're someone who has to commute far and it takes you 90 minutes each way to get where you have to work, you're not going to have a lot of time to enjoy these things. And construction is underway on Blacksmith Square right in downtown, which is going to be adding more retail and dining to our downtown area. So the whole downtown experience in Livermore is going to keep growing, literally by the minute. But another thing that makes Livermore truly special is our Livermore wine country. This is California's oldest wine region, founded in 1869, and we have over 50 operating wineries. And the best part, our tastings start at a way lower price than tastings in Napa. And if you can't figure out where to start in Livermore's wine region, don't worry. We've got wine trolleys and tons of tasting tour companies, so you don't even have to think about it. You can just sit back and relax and enjoy all that Livermore wine country has to offer. Speaking of going outside, Livermore's trail system is extensive. The South Livermore Valley Trail runs out from Wetmore Road near Sycamore Grove Park, and the Arroyo Macho Trail connects the city segments with Park District segments. And the trails are all opened year-round from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So if you want wine country access, a downtown that's growing, and trails with beautiful scenery, Livermore is the place for you. But if you want established neighborhoods and a traditional downtown, Pleasanton is probably the right fit for you. But all of this only matters if you can truly enjoy it. So let's talk about the commute to Livermore because it really is a big deal. So we've got BART versus no BART. For some buyers, this decides everything. So let me tell you about Pleasanton first. You've got immediate access to the Dublin-Pleasanton BART station. It's the blue line, so it takes you right down the 580 freeway. And yes, parking is a big deal here because you've got ample parking. So if you're commuting west into the Bay Area, it really is as seamless as possible. But here's the deal. The station really is a major hub. You're not just getting BART. You're getting connections from 4 different transit agencies like LAVTA, Central Contra Costa Transit, Modesto Ace Express, and the San Joaquin Regional Transit. And with 18 bus bays, you can easily commute to places like San Ramon, Walnut Creek, or San Francisco. Now, if you're biking or walking, you're covered too. The Iron Horse Trail is 23 miles long and connects to both the north side and the south side of the BART station. So you can actually get there without even having to take a car, which is pretty cool. Plus, if you are driving, Pleasanton has direct access to Highway 580 and Highway 680, which gives you really strong regional connectivity. So if you're commuting, you've got a lot of solid options when it comes to commuting from Pleasanton. Now let's talk about Livermore because connectivity is a completely different story. Livermore has direct access to the Altamont Corridor Express, the Ace Commuter Rail, and the Vasco Road Station. It offers weekly round-trip services with connections from Modesto to San Jose with 10 stops. And the station has free parking, plus it connects to local bus routes. So it is a real option if you're trying to skip the freeway. And here's where the pieces connect. The Wheels bus routes 14 and 20X link the Ace Vasco Road Station and the Livermore Transit Center to the Dublin Pleasanton BART station. Route 14 is timed to connect with Ace morning trains and all afternoon trains too. So you can still get to BART, it just takes a couple more steps. Now for drivers, Highway 580 is the main east to west connection. And Vasco Road is a big deal here, especially if you're going east or if you're commuting to the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory or the Sandia National Laboratory. But here's what most people don't know yet. The Valley Link project is scheduled and should be completed by 2032. And it's planned to connect the Pleasanton-Dublin BART station to the Livermore Ace train. The rail connection is planned to include 3 new stations, which really opens the door for a lot of transit growth focus around it. And the Valley Link project is projected to serve about 30,000 riders a day by 2040. And it's projected to cut greenhouse gas emissions by 35,000 metric tons of CO2 equivalent each year. Now, let me tell you what that means in real life. If you buy a home now in Livermore, especially near Isabel Avenue, you are getting ahead of a major transit infrastructure that can greatly improve access and property values. And that's a long-term play that a lot of buyers are not even thinking about yet. One city is pretty much done growing, while the other is planning to bring in 4,000 new homes. And that contrast decides whether you are buying into stability or buying into momentum. So let me tell you about Pleasanton first. Pleasanton is largely built out compared to other surrounding cities around it. And that's because there just isn't much vacant land left. That's why their strategy is more about small fixes, like little infill projects or fixing up areas that already exist. But here's the challenge. The city has a lot of hurdles to overcome, like long permitting timelines, parking standards, and community pushback on new developments. The people in Pleasanton want to protect that community feel. So new housing moves slowly and usually stays smaller. There is one area the city of Pleasanton is looking at for new development, and that's over near the Stone Ridge Mall. Property owners plan to start detailed plans sometime in 2025. However, it's now 2026 and those plans are still unknown. So it's not exactly a quick change to the housing demand in Pleasanton. So that kind of constrained growth can support long-term stability because there's little supply. But it also means fewer new housing types, fewer amenities, and fewer options for buyers trying to move in. If you love predictability and slow, steady change, Pleasanton is definitely appealing. If you want more change and new stuff constantly being added, it can feel very limiting. Now, Livermore is on a completely different path. The city is planning big. The Isabel Neighborhood Specific Plan is the largest and most complex development happening in Livermore, and it covers over 1,138 acres in North Livermore. It was originally approved in 2020 and then amended in 2022, and it maps out over 4,000 new homes plus commercial and mixed-use spaces too. It includes 1,300 homes with a mix of housing types, and get this, 28% of it is dedicated to workforce housing. Speaking of mixed use and infill, the Northwest Livermore Office Park is being converted into 450 new homes. And Arroyo Crossings is adding 435 resort-style single-family homes spanning across 4 different locations throughout Livermore. And construction is underway in Blacksmith Square, adding more retail and dining to our downtown. But here's the thing you need to know. Livermore has plans for 4,570 new homes being built by 2031 because of state-mandated housing regulations. So if you want to buy in a city with development momentum, Livermore has it. But if you prefer stability, Pleasanton definitely fits that profile. All right, so we've covered prices, lifestyle, commutes, and growth. Now comes the real question. Which city actually matches your lifestyle? You've got the data. Now here's how you actually use it to pick your city. Pleasanton is best if you care about a shorter commute and immediate access to BART. If you're heading to San Francisco, Oakland, or Silicon Valley, that direct connection to BART is a game changer. You get that easy ride without having to drive or deal with bus transfers. Also, Pleasanton is perfect if you want that established suburban feel. If you want mature, tree-lined streets, traditional single-family homes, and a community that isn't going to change, Pleasanton is the right place for you. You're simply buying into a known setup with limited surprises happening. But here's the trade-off. You are paying a premium for that. We're talking median home prices in the low $1.6 million range. Now, Livermore is the better fit if you want more choice. With median home prices sitting around 1.4, it offers a ton more affordability. And you're not boxed into one type of home here. You've got older homes, newer construction, condos, historic homes near downtown, and they span across all different price points. So if you need more flexibility to match your budget and lifestyle, Livermore offers that. You're also getting an expanding downtown and wine country access. So if you like being close to the wineries and an art scene that's growing near downtown like the Bankhead Theater, Livermore definitely offers that sort of lifestyle. But let me be straight with you. If you're willing to have a slightly longer commute, not have immediate BART access for lower price points in a city that's growing, Livermore is probably the better fit. But if you want immediate transit access, an established neighborhood with great predictability, even at a higher price point, Pleasanton is the best fit for you. So choosing between Pleasanton and Livermore isn't about finding the best city. It's about matching your non-negotiables with how each city operates and works. So if you're ready to tour homes in either city and find out which neighborhood is best for you, email me at hello@sellwithaeg.com. Trust me, I want to make sure that you are buying in the city that matches your overall lifestyle and long-term goals. I'm Amanda Elhassan, and I have been helping families make that decision for over 10 years now. Thank you for watching.